Welcome back to the Bryan Devore Connection. I'm your host, Bryan Devore. Free loans. Okay, we're gonna let that sit for a second. Sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? But it's actually not too good to be true. It's good, and it is actually true. And there is a nonprofit organization here in San Diego that serves the needs of the Jewish population, of which I am a member, with Hebrew Free Loans. And the name of the organization is Hebrew Free Loan of San Diego. Here to talk about Hebrew Free Loan is one of my oldest and dearest friends, Mindi Frankel. She's the Executive Director. Min, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So just a quick note. So Mindi and I have known each other for more than half my life.
Long time.
Long time. Since I'm 14 years old. Her brother and I are our oldest and dearest friends. And the organization that she is Executive Director of is fascinating. So I wanted her to come talk about Hebrew Free Loan. Mindi, tell us about what started Hebrew Free Loan?
So Hebrew Free Loan was started by a study that was done in 2019 by a couple of organizations, Jewish Family Services, Jewish Community Foundation, and the Issachar Foundation. And it showed that there are approximately 50,000 Jewish families in San Diego County, and 20% are living at or below the poverty level,
wow,
which is an astounding number.
Yeah.
And most people don't equate Jews to poverty at all. So there were several recommendations that came out of that study, and one is to form a free loan organization. So there's an International Association of Jewish Free Loans that has 53 members. All of the organizations are their own 501c3s serving different communities throughout the world.
Wow, those are staggering numbers.
Staggering.
I mean, the 50,000 families, I could sort of wrap my arms around. But the fact that 20%?
20%.
Live under the poverty line.
20%. And there's a new study that was just conducted by several San Diego Jewish organizations, Leach Tag Foundation, the Jewish Community Foundation, JFS was involved, a couple of other organizations that conducted a new study looking at poverty in San Diego. Where are those people? What are they looking for? What are the demographics? And those information, will start filtering out pretty soon.
Right. There's a lot of services and needs that they have.
A lot of services and needs.
I mean, a lot of them are probably homeless. Some may have homes, but are just barely making ends meet.
Absolutely. So right now we're doing a ton of eviction help because the eviction moratorium ended. So we're doing a lot of rental assistance because our goal is really keep people in their homes, right? Once someone reaches poverty, it's much harder to help them out than to keep them from falling in. So Hebrew Free Loan is really about giving people a hand up, not a handout, helping people maintain a level of dignity and paying their bills, moving through whatever short-term issues they're having.
Yeah. So tell us, what kind of loan programs can people get?
Absolutely. Great question. So we offer 8 different loan programs. Education loans are our biggest portfolio right now, and those are undergraduate, graduate, and vocational school. Recently unemployed loans, healthcare loans, and we're looking at expanding our healthcare loan portfolio to include different things for elderly and aging populations. So we just put a task force together to look at that. Personal needs loans, so car loans, rental assistance, summer camp, Jewish education, life cycle loans, so anyone that's going through IVF, surrogacy, adoption, as well as bar and bat mitzvahs, weddings, funerals. Obviously, we're not going to pay for someone to have a $25,000 wedding, but if someone wants to get married and doesn't have the finances to do that, we will help with that. Bar bat mitzvahs as well, I said that. And then what am I missing? Emergency loans.
Got it. Okay.
So we cover a huge array.
You really do.
We do. And we're a new organization, so I like to tell everyone that every conversation I have is a learning experience. So what can we improve? What can we do differently? How can we help reach more people in need?
Yeah. Well, and because you cover all the gamuts, I mean, the first thing you said was with education, that's going to help keep people out of the poverty situation.
Exactly.
If they can get a vocational, some skills that they can develop that are useful, they get jobs for, that's going to make all the difference in the world for them.
Absolutely. I mean, for me, growing up, it took me 8 years to get my undergraduate degree because I was working full time. This kind of program would have helped me immensely. It really speaks to my heart.
Right.
Because I know how much it can help people.
Right. How is the organization funded?
It's all individual donations. We've raised over $1 million to date. We've only been around since January of 2021, and we're constantly doing outreach, both for funding as well as borrowers.
Yeah, I'll bet. So
Yeah,
we'll have your contact information in just a moment
awesome.
that people can
Thank
learn
you.
more and donate too. What are the requirements that someone has to meet to get a loan?
Sure. So you have to be living in San Diego County for a minimum of 6 months. You do have to identify as Jewish or work for a Jewish organization. So, for instance, someone that works at Jewish Family Services but isn't Jewish, we consider them supporting the Jewish community. And then you have to show a means to pay back the loan. So the way that our loan process works is, I'm preempting your next question.
No, it's okay.
Is that you fill out an application online, and then we will ask for budget information, potentially 1040s. Each loan application has different requirements for what we need, FAFSA information if it's an education loan. We'll look at all your finances, and then we'll make sure that the loan that we're giving you is empowering you on your path to financial security and not bringing you down in any way.
Yeah.
So can you pay the loan back? Does it make sense for you to take this loan? Does it make sense to take loan type A versus loan type B? We do a lot of debt consolidation loans as well, and help people that have just gotten into financial burdens because they can't pay their credit cards, leveraging credit cards. One of my favorite stories, we helped a gentleman, his wife had just passed away, and he had been paying a lot on their credit cards, and he obviously lost her Social Security income and whatever she was making. He was in his 70s. We were able to help him refinance his cards, pay off his cards, saved him $450 average a month. And about 6 months into the loan, he called me, and he's like, guess what I'm doing tonight? What are you doing tonight, Mark? He's like, I'm taking my family out to dinner. And I'm like, okay, great. And he's like, no, you don't understand. I haven't taken my family out to dinner in 2 years.
Wow.
And he started crying, and then I started crying. But it's those stories that really show how it empowers people to feel better about themselves, right? You're not asking someone for money. You're asking someone to help you get out of a situation.
Right. You probably hear tons of stories, of success stories.
Totally.
Is there a maximum amount of money that someone can get a loan for?
There is. Great question. So our loans start at $1,000 for emergency loans, and then our largest category is our small business loans. That's what I forgot. Small business loans. Our small business loans go up to $20,000.
Got it. And that can, again, it makes all the difference in the world for people. Just a little bit something to get them over the hump, get an education, and it could be education for themselves or for a child in their family.
Absolutely. Absolutely. One of my, the bridge loans are really helpful too. So one of my other favorite stories, we had a woman that came to us that was a preschool teacher at the Jewish Community Center, JCC, thank you. And she had been on Section 8 housing wait lists for 8 years. She was living with a woman in an apartment, helping her, an elderly woman, and that was one of her jobs. The other was as a preschool teacher. She got off the wait list. She had 2 weeks to come up with the down payment on the apartment or she was going to lose it. Wow. So she came to us. We gave her the money for the down payment. She had a 9-year-old son. It was the first time he ever had his own room.
Wow. Another story.
Another amazing, right? Just pulls on your heartstrings because those are the people that need the help, that don't really have anywhere else to go. They're going to go to take out a credit card and take a loan. They're not going to be able to get out from under that.
And they have no family to go to.
Right. We do require guarantors. Okay. So each of our loans have at least 1 up to 3 guarantors depending on the amount of the loan. And again, what I say to people, because people are often hesitant to ask someone to be a guarantor for them, but you're asking someone to stand up for you. You're not asking someone to give you money.
Right.
You're just asking someone to say, yeah, I trust this person. They will pay back the loan. they can do this.
And it makes a big difference.
And it makes a huge difference. So we will coach people on how to do that, how to ask, etc.
Right. Well, I thought it was important to have you come on and talk about this organization. One, to let more people know about it, and number two, to help people become aware so they can donate and support all the wonderful work that's being done. So the contact information is on screen for those of you who are watching this on video. If you are listening on Spotify or your favorite podcast channel, the information is in the caption. Mindi, thank you so much for coming. Always love seeing you, of course, but sharing what's going on with Hebrew Free Loan.
Well, thank you for having me. This was great.